Good morning, everybody. This is Chenshim. Last time, when I did the live talk, suddenly the Wi-Fi dropped, so I made it back. So I got two videos, but by mistake, I erased the second one, so you couldn't see the second one. You had only first one, very short one. So today I gonna repeat what I did last time. Life as a work of art. So we can make our life anyway. No, art is one way, pain another way, or curse any, right? So how can we help our life? That's the last subject. So when we die, body goes back to the earth, and then what about the energy? Ancient people said scatters. And then what about the soul, or you can say essence, or you can say fundamental character, whatever. Something eternal in you. You may say nothing is eternal there, that's okay. So if you wanna believe there is something, so for instance, your parents or grandparents passed away, still you feel them. What is that, right? It can be maybe your imagination or more than that. So we believe there is a very pure energy in everyone. So body's dense energy, and then our emotion, all these thinking memories are changing like a waves. It's the energy body. So among the energy, there is a pure part, right? When you have a water, there is a pure part. So, we are energy anyway. So the purest part of ourselves, I call this soul, or ancient people call that. Make sense? So, we see the earth. So when body dies, it goes back to the earth. And what about the purest energy? Everything goes back to the original place. So, we eat every day, we breathe, we drink. It's earth product, right? So it made our body. So when we die, there is nothing here, and then it goes back, everything goes back to the origin. And then the energy body scatters, and purest energy goes back to the purest part. Make sense? So in our life, if we can live the purest energy, and then it's easy for us to sense that place. Makes sense? So if we choose the purest part, energy, and then if we live it with our life right now, so in my body, I have all kinds of energy, right? Everybody. We have a heavy energy, we have a light energy, we have a bright energy, we have a depressed energy, all kinds. So life is just a choice, right? Birth is a B, death is a D. In between, that's the choice or creation. So every minute, every second, we can choose. It's not easy, but with a help, you can learn how to choose. So when you have your inner power, you can choose. I learned I can get the inner power from my child. So we can go back to the purest place. Does it make sense? So we call that Chanhwa, becoming the heaven. So when you really feel at the end, so satisfied, I have lived a really good life. I have no regret. I'm proud of myself. I really helped many souls. So my last day is better than my first day. So if you can say, means you have grown in this lifetime. So there are criteria to measure our life, how we have grown. One is the checking your upper chakra, middle chakra, and root chakra, lower chakra area. So physically, they have to be aligned. So posture is important, With a hunch, the posture is hard to feel it. Maybe a few people can do it, but most of us, not easy. I know one Indian saint, his posture is kind of hunched, but he got it already. So he's maybe more than his body. But for most of us, this physical posture is important. And then we need that the feeling of integration. And then also we need to use it. And then middle chakra, heart chakra area is a feeling. And root chakra takes care of our basic life force. So when your idea, your thinking, what you believe right, and what you feel right, and your action, they all go together. So what you say, what you know, becomes your life. It's not no separation there. Then you really become one person, and then as a one person, you begin to live your life. In general, we often say, I know it, but I cannot do it. I know it, I'm not that kind of a person. Is it right? So when you integrate all chakras and that you become one person, and then you may say, I am one, I'm not many, but energetically we can be many. When we follow many voices within, my desires say one thing, my depression say another thing, right? My memories say things. So when we follow all those, layers, and then, morning and evening, we can be different person. Make sense? So physically, I am one, but energetically, maybe not. Make sense? So I call them many masters within. So, uh, there are two kinds of attitude in our life. One is just live life till we die. Just wait. Can you imagine? I can see so many people. So I really hope as we age, we still can have a hope. So at the end, if we can embrace our life and then, okay, I have experienced a lot. Now it's time for me to create. That is a more matured attitude. Make sense? So two different. First one may be more slave attitude. Second one is a more master attitude. Make sense? So when we have the slave consciousness or master consciousness, it can decide the direction or attitude in our life. So the completion, creation is called the Chanhua, becoming the heaven. So ancient people said that life is the process of becoming the heaven. So life is not about survival. Anyway, we survive. So we have to work anyway. We need it, but it's not our priority. So we need to be diligent, right? Support our life. As we support it, what should be our main goal, priority, is the completion, becoming the heaven. So when we are about to finish this, we can say, okay, now I'm ready to move to the next. Make sense? Hmm. So, Chunhwa, in the book, this book, right? I have decided to live 120 years. In the book, the Ilji say, Chunhwa is like saving myself. I save myself because he knows, also we know, nobody can save us. Is it right? Knowledge cannot save us. Society can't. The nation can't. So who can save? Is myself, or you can say God within. Is it right? So God within is still within. So when we believe, we all have the seed of completion. Jesus said we all have the seed. Buddha said the same thing. So energetically, we also say there is a seed of Chunhwa, seed of becoming the heaven. So you can say that soul, purest part of you. So when you plant that seed, the seed of soul, seed of the purest energy, then that tree grows. When you plant a seed of desires, and then the desire grows. Does it make sense? So the best one is the seed of soul. So when body gets to the end, and then body ready to go back to the earth, your seed can grow and maybe bloom, right? So it's not the end. So how do you wanna be when you have, the last minute, when you are on the stage of the last minute, right? So you can make your last minute like a miserable, fearful. My purest part has a place. So we call that light, brightness, pureness, right? Anything, purity. So when you can feel it in this lifetime, right now, not after death, not the end, right now. And when you live it, means you live your soul. And then you live it every moment, and then do what your purest energy wants you to do. Your life becomes maybe an artwork. Make sense? I believe that's the greatest artwork. So through you, people can get awakening. Through you, people can recover their essence, health, and energy body, right? And that you are the best on artwork. So you are then truest artist. So that was the for last week. So this week, then what can be the best way to live our second 60s? Some of you still not 60 yet. Some of you yes, right? So in English, we call young people a child. Physically older, we call adult is 어른, and seniors, respected seniors, we call 어르신. It's a very similar, right? 어린이, 어른, 어르신. So all three have er, as a common. So er is soul or spirit. So this is a very ancient expression. So they said they meant with the 어린이. 어린이 means the person who has a young soul. But nowadays you can see young soul even in older bodies. Make sense? So child in ancient expression is who has young soul. So they saw everything as like a soul. 어른, adult, means the person who has matured soul. So in ancient time, as they grow physically, they also focused on their spiritual growth, maturity, the wisdom. And then when they become 60, 70, 80, 어르신, 신 is like a God, brightest wisdom. So they thought that's the goal of their life. Expression is more, you know, that expression focused on internal, inside, not outside. Make sense? Nowadays, when we say older people, it's all outside. So what if we switch that perspective? So when the soul is not grown yet, the person acts like very selfish. It's not bad, it's like a little child. They have to take care of themselves, right? So that kind of attitude that we say is, your soul is still young. Even adult act that way, and then we say like, you're still child spiritually. So when people become more adult spiritually, first criteria is responsibility. I take responsibility about myself, my emotion, my stress. I can take care of it. So then you are kind of adult, physically, energetically, spiritually. You are responsible. Make sense? So that's the first. And then second is, because you can manage your inside, you can help others. So we call it 홍익, benefiting all. So benefiting me and others. And then you can embrace others. So that is spiritually adult. The third state is 어르신. The person has very bright wisdom. So the person can benefit so many people, like a son. So we call them 어르신. So there is 어린이, 어른, 어르신. So when you develop the root chakra area, so that energy is like a foundation, like a 어린이 state. And then we develop heart chakra. We have a finding true self, or we call this a true essence. So when you open it, you begin to help others. That's kind of the adult energetically. And then the upper chakra, which has the bright energy. So when you open all chakras, your life changes. So this bright energy is your bright wisdom. It's not like being able to see color or something, or being able to hear. It's not about it. It's a bright wisdom which can help others. Being spiritual doesn't mean just seeing something, or seeing blue color or purple color or any shape. That's the energy phenomena. but a true like a spirituality is saving me and saving others. Very practical. Make sense? So traditionally, aging means a process of growing the internal wisdom and brighten my soul and brighten others' soul. Make sense? And then understand the nature, the principle of nature, and then understand the principle or wisdom of life, and then share with others because the person understands oneness. So when the person sees others' agony, feels like it's mine. So the oneness, that's the highest. So when our soul is not grown up yet, we always say, you are different from me, and then fighting or hurting each other. We see that now in this world, right? Because globally our consciousness is not grown up yet. So we need this global effort. So I wish you join that movement, the consciousness. So when we help everybody with the consciousness, oneness will grow, no more separation. So when our consciousness is growing, we can stop all wars because it's not possible. So, make sense? I feel like that's a very important element. So there is a very old song in Korea. It's Arirang. It's very kind of famous. A is the true self. Ri is the joy. Ri is understanding, awakening. Rang is joy. So it's like the joy of understanding, more than understanding, or maybe living my true self. So we don't know who made it. It's very ancient. I think Koreans always sang the song, even now. And then some of them understood that they're like a kind of a sad song, but it's not true. It's about the awakening. So you can check the Arirang song. Okay. So this is for today. If you have any question, you can leave question here. Okay, I don't see question yet. So today I delivered this kind of fast because I had to do two things. I hope it helps your life, and then I hope you really become the greatest artist in your life. And then I will see you next week. Thank you, everybody. I'm sending you love. Bye.